Hello, challengers. It's Sarah Griffith. I'm here today to talk to you about the most important part of the 21-day fix, and that is starting your weekly meal plans. As we begin to embark on the fix, you need to get prepared for the upcoming week, and the best way to do that is to start thinking about your meal plan. Here's where we're going to go first. We are going to talk about this book that came with your 21-day fix package. This is the eating plan. If you have not already done so, you're going to need to figure out where you fall on the calorie chart. So there is a quick mathematical equation that you will type into your calculators, and it will spit out a number for you. And that number is going to be important when you look at page 19 in your book. On page 19, it's going to talk about how many containers you will be consuming as you embark on the 21-day fix. And it puts you into calorie brackets. If you fell below 1,200 calories, you need to round up and make sure that you stay in that bracket. We don't want to be eating less than 1,200 calories a day. So this is our starting point so that you can figure out how many containers you need to consume each day. Now, looking at your book that you have, I'm sure you've noticed that in the book it talks about what you can put in the containers. And the containers, by the way, please don't be alarmed. I'm sure some of you opened the box and thought, oh my goodness, these are so small. They are small, but you will be amazed how much stuff you can pack in it. There's no rule. As long as the lid shuts, eat it. Okay? So don't freak out. I promise you'll be fine. In regards to this list, if you choose something on here, it's good. You can put it in your container, but in case you're not aware, the higher up on the page, the more nutritional value that the item has. So if you are a big fan of kale, great. That's number one on vegetables. Sprouts and onions are at the bottom of the list, but they're certainly still a vegetable, and they're certainly still great for you to have. So be sure to look at this list. I found for meal planning it was best for me to go over each page and write down what I was willing to eat out of each. For example, when you turn to the protein page, sardines are number one. This girl's not eating sardines, so that didn't make my list. I had trouble with my proteins. This is where I struggled. I don't eat fish, so for me, I had to eat a lot of chicken and lean meat and some yogurt. So my choices on here were smaller than some of you will have. So go through this book first and decide what is it that you're willing to eat and what is it that you like. So do that. And then what I want you to do next, after you have made up those decisions, I want you to start thinking about your meal plan. Some of you are planners, some of you are not. If you're not, this will be more of a challenge, but I'm telling you it's worth it. In order to be successful on the 21-day fix, you have to meal plan. You really do. It's best if you start on a Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, the week before, and you decide what you're going to be eating. What are your dinners? What are your lunches? What are your snacks? Figure it all out. And while you do that, I want you to sit and have the grocery list right beside you. And every time you know what ingredient you need, write it down. It will make your life so much easier. For the first time doing this, you don't necessarily want to sit down and do it in one sitting. It's a lot. I'm going to be really straight with you. It took me a good hour of meal planning my first few times because I am very detail oriented. I'll show you a couple of my meal plans. I like to have it typed up. I'm a school teacher, so I guess I like organization. But here's what I did, and I have a copy of this on my blog, so you can go and look at it, or you could get on Pinterest. There are plenty on Pinterest. But I laid it out what exercise I was doing first for each day. So I wrote it down. Then I wrote down my container needs, how many of each color. I then went on to color code each meal to make sure that I was getting enough of each container. Here's how I do it. I eat every 2 hours, except for lunch. I go 3. Breakfast is my first meal of the day, and my breakfast is Shakeology. Okay, so I work out. I'm crazy, but I work out at 4:30 a.m. It's my only time I can find for me, so it works. Some of you, it's not going to work. But if you are a morning person like I am, and you know that by the end of the day you're whooped, get it over with in the morning. So I work out from 4:30 to 5. I get ready for work from 5 to 6:30, and then at 7 I have my Shakeology on my way to work. So that's breakfast. 2 hours later at 9, I have what most of you would consider breakfast. That's when I would have eggs or oatmeal or apples or whatever I chose. So that's when I have my snack, which is really breakfast. I don't eat lunch until around noon, and then I have an afternoon snack at 2, and I actually have my dinner at 5:30, and I try my hardest not to eat anything else the rest of the day. As far as timing goes, you want to get to not eating anything after about 7:30 if you can, 7:30, 8 o'clock, depending on when you go to bed. If you are still hungry and you've eaten all your containers for the day, you want to drink green tea. Green tea will help suppress your hunger. Have a cup of it. It'll help relax you. I highly recommend it. So that's what my meal plan looks like. Now, here's my advice, and I've been doing the fix since February, and it's now June. I'm an addict. I love the 21-day fix. Now, I'm doing P90X. I'm not working out to the fix anymore, but I'm still, even though I'm doing P90X, I still believe in this way of eating, and this is how I eat all the time. You will get to be an expert at the 21-day fix if you stick to it. Okay, so anyways, here's what I do. I always plan dinner first. I sit down and I say, okay, what is my family going to have for dinner each night? Because that dictates my lunch, and last night's dinner might dictate tomorrow's carbs. Because I tend to eat a lot of carbs with my dinner, that's when my two usually come into play. So if last night's dinner was heavy in carbs, tomorrow's lunch is heavy in carbs, and that means that the next dinner I need to balance it out. Okay, so you'll understand once you start to do this yourself, but my advice is plan out your dinners first. I do Monday through Saturday. It's easier for me because I don't think of food is fresh on Sunday for next Sunday if you buy it this Sunday. So I'm not a fan of that. But nonetheless, I still do this for the whole week. I also have advice for you on getting your family to buy into this. I don't want to see you making 2 meals a day for your family. You don't want to do that. You don't have time for it. Or even if if you don't have a family yet and it's just you and somebody else, you don't want to be making more work for yourself. This is already a challenge. Here's what you want to do. You want to pick the meals that you already eat. Maybe your family loves meatloaf, or maybe they love burgers or chili. Great. Okay? Figure out how to accommodate it so that it fits into the 21-day fix and so that it's a cleaner, healthier version of what you already eat. You will have so much more buy-in if you come in and you just simply say, we're still having this for dinner. We're still eating the same things. We're just eating a healthier version. Whereas if you decide that you're going to come in and make everybody eat, I don't know, salad for dinner every night, no one's going to buy into this. So for the sake of your family and for the sake of yourself, really try to stick to what you're used to. You can get new menu ideas. I love using Pinterest. I use Pinterest. There's also a group on Facebook. It's called the 21-Day Fix Recipe Swap. It can be a little bit obnoxious because I really think there's over 15 or 16,000 people in the group, but nonetheless, they're always posting pictures of food. They're always posting meal plans. You can get a lot of actually really great stuff there. So that's my recommendation for finding meal plans. If you're not a person, if this is going to overwhelm you, don't make it. This is mine. But if this is too much, get on Pinterest and find one and print it and decide what you'll eat. There will be days when you're like, I don't have time to type this up and color code it. And that's cool too. I had those days myself. Here's an example. And I just hand wrote it. And I got out my son's crayons and I color coded it and I still counted it. For me, I still have to have the colors. I need to know how many I've had of each. I also have some advice for you regarding the meal plan. It would be really great if you have 2 copies of it. Put one in your purse, put one on the fridge. If it's on the fridge, you're going to see it and you are going to stop yourself when you open the door because you're bored and you start looking for something and you're going to say, it's not on the list. I don't need this. Okay? So put it on the fridge and keep yourself accountable. At the bottom, I left room for a few things. I left room for water intake because, as you know, you need to drink half of your weight in ounces every day. It will help you, I promise. You'll really lose a lot of weight just upping your water. So write down every day, did you meet your goal? Did you drink it? How much water did you have? I left this spot here for cheats. So I'm human, and I had more trouble with this in the beginning. I cheated. My son has goldfish or his little snacks, and I remember like feeling terrible cheating and having a few, but I did. But I felt like, okay, if you're going to cheat, you need to write it down and keep yourself accountable because I spent the money on this. I wanted to get the most out of it, and I knew that for 21 days I was capable, and you're capable too. You just have to hold yourself accountable. So hold yourself accountable, and if you cheat, write it down. And for a whole week, it's going to be on your fridge, and you and all your family is going to know you cheated and ate the goldfish. It seems silly, but I promise you it will make you less interested in cheating because you have to write it down. So the meal planning is really, really key, as well as grocery shopping. On Sundays are my day to do meal prep, meaning I cut up all my fruit, I grill a lot of chicken, I get as much that I can ready so that when the week starts, I don't have an excuse, because it's easy to not eat the cantaloupe because it's not cut, but if it's cut, it's in the fridge, and you already have it portioned out, fantastic. You're ready to go, and you're going to stick to the plan. As far as your containers go, I'm going to encourage you to measure with them, but you also want to not eat out of them. Put them on your plate so that for 21 days you are understanding what a serving of vegetables look like, a serving of fruit. What does this look like? That way your brain is visually making the connection so that when you're done with the fix, whenever that might be, you're ready and you don't need the containers anymore. So that is my advice for meal planning. Please make sure you do it, and also please ask for help. If you're struggling or this is overwhelming for you, please ask myself, or if you have a different coach, ask your coach. We are here to help you, and we want you to be successful, and I can promise you this is how you will be successful. So looking forward to starting with you soon, and we'll be in touch. Thank you.